Welcome back, everybody. It's definitely been a little while. I'm back with a shorter episode than usual, but I just had to check this thing out. Do any of you know about bin stores? Typically, they sell items such as Amazon returns that can't be resold or really whatever they can get their hands on. I like to poke around them from time to time just to kind of see what makes its way to the literal bottom of the barrel. And it was a few weeks ago that I found this bad boy, the Retro Game Edition Entertainment System. This console features such promising aspects like professional game chip, Connect TV, classic games, and save and load. On the bottom, Classic Games' introduction of TF card extended technologies doesn't built-in games. For those who don't know, a trans flash card is basically just an older SD card, but no built-in games? We're gonna have to test that validity. There's actually quite a bit packed into this little box, improvised micro USB power supply, an HDMI cord, which is promising considering most of these usually come with AV cables, two wireless controllers that take a single AAA battery, the console itself, a user manual, and a list of games. Yeah, so it has no built-in games, it's just included on the SD card. I don't think Nintendo's legal team is going to consider that a viable defense in court, but I'm not an attorney. There is 4,062 games on here, although going through the list you'll understand that there is a lot of duplicates, from different languages to different versions. Games aside, however, the build quality is actually not that terrible. It feels a bit cheap, but it's not flimsy like a lot of bootlegs are. We even got two USB ports to hook up our own peripherals to it, which is actually good, if it, worked. First impressions to me are a little mixed, but overall positive. It kind of feels like the bootleg your dad would get because he's feeling nostalgic for the Super Nintendo, or you just needed a cheap way to occupy a kid's time. But how does it feel to play? Well, that's also a bit of a mixed bag. Here's an example. Tell me, what do you think of Final Fantasy IV? If you can't really tell, here is a comparison. So, yeah, Super Nintendo games, the console this entire system is stylized after, is very meh. I wouldn't say any of the games are particularly terrible visually, it's standard definition, and there's the occasional texture glitch and lag, but it's usable. But that audio can range anywhere from either really crunchy and tinny, to also laggy at times. I'm not sure how you mess that up, it's not like this is particularly high-end gaming we're doing here. However, where the audio does work completely fine is with the NES games. Yes, it wouldn't be a bootleg without a lot of NES games thrown in, and they seemingly play perfectly fine. I have zero complaints from the little testing I did, except for the absolutely bonkers amount of Mega Man games we have. Well over 50, with most of those just being different versions of the same game. Which kinda sucks considering that some of the games you might think would be on here just kind of isn't. We have Megami Tensei 1 and 2, which is cool, but no Shin Megami Tensei or even Kyoyaku Megami Tensei. We don't get the Famicom version of Metroid, which included an extra sound channel and save system, and Blaster Master isn't here despite being one of the more technologically impressive NES games. Guess they just had to make room for Mega Man 4's Legacy Collection versions, apparently. The menu itself is also a disorganized mess. Games will pop up in lists they're not supposed to. You can only scroll 10 games at a time, so good luck trying to get to the game you want. Despite being called Famicom games, there's Super Famicom games mixed in. And the banner for this category is, it's a bit interesting. Who could forget our favorite mustacheless plumber, Marty? Also, there is in fact a built-in game on the console itself. It's a bootleg 1942 game where you can't really shoot for some reason. I kind of might have broken the console during its teardown, so I couldn't really get footage of this unfortunately, but it's pretty funny that one of its few claims is actually a lie. In conclusion, as a console there is a lot to be desired here. While the NES side is playable, SNES is very shaky, and that really shouldn't be an issue you have in 2025 for 30-year-old games. From what I can tell, it seems to go for about $40 on Amazon, probably much cheaper if you go on Temu or the like, but for the $15 I paid for it, I guess it could be worse. There's not much on the insides either, just two simple boards with a few chips. The main one is sanded off, so you can't even get the part number from it. On the plus side, I will admit, grabbing an AV converter and plugging into this old CRT I had wasn't actually half bad. The sound still sucked, but it's a little less noticeable when it's playing through a cheap mono speaker. For anyone curious, this is a higher TN131 AUV from 2002. I would like to thank you all for checking out this mini episode. It was just something to put out while I work on other videos in the meantime. If you liked what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will be sure to catch you all next time.